Hi Flosstube, welcome to my channel. My name is Grace. I'm the Paisley Stitcher here on YouTube as well as Instagram, and I'm excited to come to you today on Friday, September 2nd, 2022. I can't believe it's already September, but here we are. Today I want to give you an overview of summer school. We had so much fun. I know a lot of people have already talked about summer school, so I will be brief because most likely you've seen all the projects and everything that was summer school. I've got a couple of finishes that I want to show you, some WIPS and haul. First, I want to thank all of you who commented on my first video. I was so stunned, and I so appreciate all of the wonderful comments. Thank you. It's nice to know that people are out there watching and sharing your love of cross stitch. I know there was issues with my sound on the first video, and I'm trying something different. Today I'm recording with my phone. Hopefully the sound quality and the lighting will be better. It's a work in progress, so thank you for your patience with me. I want to first talk about some of the comments that I received on my first antique sampler that I'm reproducing, which is Euphemia Mitchie. One viewer wrote in that she lives in Toronto, and there was a family that lived across the street from her with the same last name, and they pronounced it Mickey. So I'm wondering if the correct pronunciation is Euphemia Mickey. I also had another great comment, and I asked her if I could use her name. Her name is Carrie Park, and she lives in Aberdeenshire. And I was, in my last video asking about the pronunciation of where I found Euphemia, where she was from in Scotland. And Carrie says, you weren't far off with your pronunciation of Strathdown or Strathdawn. Just separate them like two words rather than trying to run them together. So instead of Strathdown, Strathdawn. I think the Corgarth Primary School is closed now, and that's the school that's listed on this sampler. She said it's a lovely wee village, though, on the way to the Cairngorm mountain range. I hope I said that right, Cairngorm mountain range. I just love this connection with other people from all over the world who love cross stitch, and Euphemia, who brought her beautiful sampler from Scotland over to Canada, I'm guessing when she immigrated, and now I'm the lucky owner. So I'm just about done working on the reproduction, so look for that. Finishes. I want to show you some finishes that I have from the past couple of years. I haven't finished anything this week. If you recall, I work on really big projects. But I want to show you some of my finishes, my past finishes. And this is Quilting Bee by the Blue Flower. There's the pattern. And I cross-stitched this with using the Gentle Art and Crescent Colors, which is now Classic Colorworks, on a mystery white linen. I think it's 36. It might even be 40. And this was framed by Total Framing out of Virginia. And I think that they did a fabulous job. This has the museum glass on it, so you're not getting much of a glare. And I live in Southern California where there's lots of light the majority of the year. I always worry about my samplers and cross stitch hanging on the wall and fading. And so I like to use that museum glass and hopefully protect it. And you can see what a great job they do framing. I use the labels from Kathy Barrick to remind me of when I stitched this and what I stitched it with. So that's Quilting Bee by the Blue Flower. The next one is from Plum Street Samplers, and it's called Sweetheart Hill. There we go, Sweetheart Hill by Plum Street Samplers. This is my first project where I have pinned it and framed it myself. I bought the frame online, and I'm sorry I don't remember where I purchased it from, but this was my first go at pinning, and I watched a tutorial on Kitten Stitcher, how to pin, and I'm looking at what I stitched this on. I stitched it on Vintage Beeswax by R&R, and it's 36 count. I'll tell you, that house and that green hill, whew, that was a lot of stitching, but I just love it. All right. And now we're going to go way, way back in the vault. Back to 1987, when teddy bears and geese were on trend. Do you remember? And I was so excited about this one because it was a color of Ada I had never seen before. Da 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 da! There it is, 1987. Now, I looked before starting to film today, trying to remember where this came from. I'm thinking maybe an Alma Lynn or a Leisure Arts pattern. I'm sorry, I just don't remember. But oh my gosh, did we love the geese then and the backstitch. Although there's not a ton of backstitch on this one, just around the letters and the geese and the heart. But oh, geese were so on trend. So I have so many cross-stitch pieces with teddy bears and geese, but I don't know, I just have loved that one. I think the color Ada, and it was exciting to be stitching on something other than white. So, overview of summer school. I know I'm late to the game here talking about summer school, so maybe I'll show you a few things and tell you about some of the things that we did. So Barry, Stitch Folk, and I drove to Phoenix. We left on Tuesday, and I had to work Tuesday morning. I had to go into my office, and so I had said to Barry, I've got to go into the office. We'll meet at my house at noon, and then we can go. And at 10:30, I get a text from Barry. She's like, I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm leaving now to go to your house. I just can't wait. I said, okay, I'm leaving work. Oh. And so I drove home. We loaded my car, and off we went. On Wednesday, I hope you saw the reel we put up on Instagram. That was so much fun. We were going to the attic to go shopping, and then we went to the airport to pick up Susan Stanley, A Stitch in Time, and Brenda and Laura from Brenda and the Cereal Starter, and we did cram into my car with their luggage and back to the attic for more shopping. They introduced us to Fox and Rabbit, Karen and Brendan. I hope I'm saying your name right. We had dinner with all of them, and it was just there's so many great things about going to a retreat, and for summer school, it's making new friends, hanging out with old friends, talking stitching. We don't get much stitching done, but we just have so much fun hanging out and talking cross stitch. So if you ever get the chance to go to a retreat, please do so, even if you have to go by yourself. I've done that too. The first year I went to summer school, I went by myself, and I made friends, and I can't tell you how uplifting it is and how happy I feel still, almost 2 weeks after summer school, still thinking about it and remembering what a great time it was. Jean and her staff worked so hard to provide the perfect retreat, and Jean, we so appreciate you. It was a wonderful, wonderful time. We, of course, did lots of shopping, so I have haul to show you in a little bit. But I'm going to show you a couple things that were given to us. I'll show you some of the projects, and I'll go through it pretty quickly because, like I said, I'm sure a lot of you have already seen most of this. But one of the gifts from Jean was Red Work Pears by Annie B's Folk Art, and she also let us pick a silk pack color to go with it. And she had these stitched in 56 count, as well as some lower counts but larger sizes, and they were just gorgeous. Also, Wendy from the Heart Needle Art, she was there, and she gave us this free pattern. I appreciate that. Mrs. Flossie made scissor cubes for all of us. The Attic Needlework. That's by Mrs. Flossie. And I was able to get a pair of pink Kohanas, and so they sit in their new home. I also was able to purchase, I know frippery is part of the word. One moment, please. Here we go. So this is Minnie McBean's Needlework Fripperies, and Jean had all different kinds available. If you hear lapping, that's my dog. He's taking a drink of water. That's not me. Just saying so you know. We exchanged gifts, our little group that was running around together all weekend, and Brenda gave us these cute little slippers, and I think that's from the old needlework shop on Etsy. And Susan Stanley, A Stitch in Time, made this book with floss away bags and a record of your floss. But look at this. Isn't that great? And look at her perfect handwriting. And I just love the lady on the cover. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Brenda. Susan also gave us floss tags with the same lady on them. And then Laura, the cereal starter, who's Maud and Mozart on Instagram. Look at this. Doesn't that look just like me? My camera's having trouble focusing. But this is from Capes and Crafts by Kat. There you go. Fun, 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 fun. So on Thursday, I was so fortunate to be invited to Vicki Jeanette's home and workshop and Megan's workshop for Needlework Press, and one of the gifts that they gave us was this paisley needle pin cushion. Perfect for the paisley stitcher, right? When you go to retreats, people often give you gifts. And this is from Rags to Stitches, Lorraine. Look at the cute little cherry tomato. Every time we turned around once summer school started, Jean was giving us another gift. And this is a Kohana. It's a needle sharpener, but you can also place your needle on top. And I think this is a new product from Kohana. To go with the red work pairs, we also received pear thread winders made of mother of pearl from Jean. I'm telling you, there's so much stuff. She also gave us our pick of the Minnie McBean's Needlework Fripperies. Fripperies, that is such an awesome word to say. Isn't that beautiful? Really nice quality, and they're well made, and they're beautiful. Now, Barry from Stitch Folk went around and talked to everybody at summer school and gave them counting pins that she made. Look at that, I had a little mouse one. She made over 130 of these and gave them to everybody. Just amazing. We also got these beautiful pins from Jersey Girl Stitch. Those are gorgeous too. And I love, she gave us floss cards. I'll think of it. Hold on. And then Polly, she also came around, gave us, I don't know, what are these called? Floss rings. I put them on my project bags. There's floss tags, but this is what I mean. Every time you turn around, people are giving you something. Susan Stanley also made us these floss rings or floss drops. Floss rings. And then Susan Stanley's friend Ruth, who came in from Tucson, who's now, of course, our friend as well, she had things for everybody at the table. And this is from Sampling of Memories. Just beautiful. Beautiful floss tags as well. It's just so much fun going through all of these things now and reliving that weekend. Another gift that Jean gave us was this tray. Lots of pretties, and it's just so much fun. There were 7 designers at summer school, and I'm just going to show you a couple of them quickly, because again, I'm sure you've seen most of them. The first one, Tanya from the Scarlet House, was up first on Friday night. This sampler is called Scarlet Berries, and what I love about it is she's given you the alphabet so that you can put your family's initials in your sampler. Now this was my big stitching project for the weekend. Are you ready? This is how much I got done. Woohoo! I got a whole peacock done. This is on 36 count. You know, I don't know about you, but if I'm out of my normal stitchy space where I've got my own magnifier and light and I stitch in a stand, if I'm stitching at a retreat with a different light and in a hoop, I feel like I'm just so out of my element. There was a lot of frogging going on, so I'm proud I've got that little bit of a peacock. And Tanya always does such a beautiful job with the linen card. 5 Times Blessed. She gave us this project and the box and the buttons, everything. So you cross stitch the top, finish the box, and then decorate it with the buttons. The creativity is just amazing. This is another project that I just love. This is Mrs. Campbell's Scissor Keep by Needle Made Designs, Linda Vincent. And if you watched Brenda and the Cereal Starter from last Sunday, Laura's already got this finished. It's ready to be finished. And Linda gave us all the silk, everything that we need to finish this linen book. And on the back, she gave us a pattern that we could put Summer School 2022. We could put our big initial. Just so much thought and work goes into these projects. It's amazing. Now, Gloria from The Lady's Needle gave us these boxes. They're Tim Holtz boxes where you can cross-stitch and insert this project. Now, there's a sampler that this came from, and she's sending us the sampler separately, but so creative. I need more time to stitch, yeah. Also from Needle Made Design, she gave us Margaret Campbell, 1848. Oh, look at that sampler. Needlework Press. Look at everything that is in this kit. The amount of time the designers take in putting these kits together. Thank you, because we just love them. Look at this project. Now, she gave us, and this is from Needlework Press, so Megan and Vicki gave us the fabric so that we could make a project mat. We could incorporate this sampler into a project mat, as well as a needle book on perforated paper. So everything is in here to make those projects. And last, certainly not least, is Samplers Remembered by Linda Danielson, and this is the project that she gave us. Look at that beautiful sampler. And everything is just packaged so beautifully. Everything you need, all of the floss. Look at how beautiful she put the floss on. And the linen. It's just, you feel so special when you go to summer school because you can tell that, as I said, they put a lot of thought and energy and creativity into all of the projects. One of the things I discovered, or several of us discovered at summer school is, and I'm sorry I don't remember the name of the person, but she is using these, what is this called? Tidy Made thread box for her 103 spools. Now these are vintage, and she had one of these at summer school, and we thought, oh, this is genius. Now, when I went to the Bristol Sampler Weekend at the Attic in June, this is one of the gifts that Jean gave us. This is the Attic Needlework, where samplers rule, and you can put your needle there. But I love this. If I'm working with 103, I guarantee you I'm going to lose one of those spools at some point because it's going to bounce off of the table or the couch and roll somewhere that I'm never going to find it until I move out of this house. So this is so helpful. But what this particular person had done at summer school is she's using these tidy, what's the name again? And I've lost the lid because I have so much stuff on my desk. Here we go. Tidy Made. I don't know if you can see that name. Tidy Made. So she's, for each project, she's storing her spools. Now the lid will go back on, not quite as snug as with the regular spools of thread, but what a fantastic idea. So I bought 4. I went online while we were at summer school and I went a little overboard. But I stitch a lot with the 103, right? So that's okay. So I want to show you a couple of WIPS. And you would think that being at summer school, Tuesday through Sunday, that I would have all this stitching done. No. Here's a project I don't think I've shown you before. It's the Scarlet House, A Changed World. I'm stitching this on 46 count with SWA 103. So guess what spools are going in my new case after I'm done filming. This is a great project. I have taken it this year on vacations or long weekends away because I put it in a hoop when I'm traveling and it's just easy to take, easy to stitch on. And I just love how that 103 silk looks on 46 count. Oh, that I just love. NPIs or the SWA 103 on 46 count. That is my absolute favorite. Now, I'm also, I've been working on Jane Hopkins, 1875. I am rough on my patterns. Look at this. I'm doing this on 40 count XJU design light hazelnut with the Soie silk. So let me show you my progress. And this is a lot of full coverage. But that silk thread, oh, just like butter. No tangles, no knots, and it just is so beautiful on that linen. So I've been working on this as much as I can. I just love it. You can see, of course, there's a lot of solid stitching. I also have a lot done, but it's just gorgeous, and I can't wait to finish that. Here's all the beautiful silks, too. I do have a floss ring for Jane Hopkins. And look at the beautiful colors. Beautiful Swadesh silk. So I hope to continue and get a lot done on Jane over the next couple of weeks. I bought this book from Kitten Stitcher, probably a year or more. And I use this to track all of my projects. Of course, I have my book of days. My book of days for September. As I said, I live in Southern California. September and October are really our hottest months. It's over 100 degrees today. So the stickers that I put in for September, you guessed it, cactus and succulent. There's certainly no rain this month here, but I love putting the stickers on there. And so on this book that I bought from Kitten Stitcher, I will put the name, who it's by, when I started it, when I completed it, the linen that I'm using, the thread that I'm using, if there's any special notes, like I talked about in my last Flosstube on Bridget Power, that over 1 on 40 count is no joke. Now, we did a show and share at summer school, and I showed Bridget Power 1840. And I said that over 1 on 40 count, I had to put it in timeout for a couple of weeks because I was really struggling with it. And afterwards, Carolyn from the attic, she came up and she said, you know, when you're stitching on 40 count over 1, you just do one leg of the X, not both. I don't know. I didn't know that, and I was so appreciative. She goes, the next time you're struggling, call me. I thought, oh, why didn't I do that before? I can't tell you how many hours I was struggling with that thing. One of the gifts that Jean gave us at summer school, and it was on Friday night, and just at the beginning, and she said, okay, the first gift, you are all getting a bag from Stitch Folk. You should have heard the room, the excitement. Look at the beautiful bag that Barry made for summer school. At our table, we were having fun talking about who's who. Which one am I? I think I'm the one in this dress here. Look at the attention to detail. Just a beautiful, beautiful bag, and I feel so lucky because these are hard to come by. So thank you, Barry. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, Jean. This was a wonderful, wonderful gift for the attendees. For my birthday, Barry made me a silk saver. Now, what you do with this, if your silk is on floss drops, right, you would put the ring in between the snaps and close it, and then the floss can lay nice and flat, and you can fold this up and take it with you. So not only did Barry give me one for my birthday, she gave me one when we went to summer school. Oh, just beautiful. I love these. So maybe a new product coming out. I don't know. You'll have to watch Stitch Folk. So haul. One of the days we went antiquing, and when Barry and I, this is our second trip together to Mesa, Arizona, we go to this big antique mall where we can get lost for days. Last time I bought that cotton cabinet from the antique mall. That's been refurbished, but I just love it. This time, Susan Stanley comes over to me and she goes, I want to show you this. Now, Susan flew to Arizona and I drove. I didn't have to worry about things fitting in the overhead bin. And she pointed this out to me. This used to be part of a sewing machine cabinet, and it has the 3 drawers. Just gorgeous. The sides still have, I don't know if you can see that, all the woodwork, the filigree. So I said, yes, please, I'm going to take that home with me to San Diego. And so here it is. At the attic, there were all kinds of shaker boxes available for sale. And I was able to purchase a shaker box. And this is made by Orleans Carpenters out of Orleans, Mass. And I think this was made in 2003. But just love shaker boxes. Also, there were some vintage needle books for sale. Now this one was from an insurance company, and the back of it talks about, that's what they tell the prudential man when he pays a claim. Thank goodness for the prudential man. Wouldn't be men now, right? And then this needle, look at this needle book. Now let's see how this works. Look at this, I slide it. Look at that. Look at the needles. The needles are still in it. And I saw some of these at the antique mall as well. For my birthday, I asked my husband for, it's a wall hanging from Pottery Barn, and it has like an old hotel key. And it's got like 25 cubbies in it. And these are the kind of things, once I get it hung up on the wall over here, that I want to start putting little vintage sewing and cross-stitch embroidery items. So I love little things like that. In addition to this beautiful find, there was also this library cabinet from 1925, the library card cabinet. Remember the Dewey Decimal System when we were in elementary school? And if you wanted to find a book, you had to look in the card catalog. So I was able to purchase one of those at the antique store as well. I want to show this because I was stunned. My son and I got together over the weekend. His birthday was on Sunday. Mine was earlier in the month. We were finally able to get together to exchange gifts. He got me this book. He got me Samplers and Sampler Makers, an American Schoolgirl Art, 1700 to 1850. I was stunned that he's 36, that he even thought, Mom likes to cross-stitch samplers. I bet she'd enjoy this book. I just love it. I love surprise gifts like that. He also gave me this whole embroidery kit. These are just a couple of the items. They're just beautiful. He knows me so well. So thank you, Brian. Made your mom really happy. Okay, so some haul that I got from the attic. I want to show you some patterns. I did buy linen. I've already put the linen away. There was a lot of linen from Fox and Rabbit. Jean and her team were cutting linen, I'm sure, for days and days. And we're just so lucky to have so many wonderful dyers out there and the ability to buy the linen. So I'm going to show you some of the patterns. This is by Needle Made Design. Again, a Scottish sampler. I love Scottish samplers. This is Kezia Campbell, 1796. Another Needle Made Design. And this is Sarah Sophia Haig, 1848. Now these are not necessarily new reproductions, but I hadn't seen them before. And look at those birds. I need more time to stitch. Live on Little. I saw, I've seen a couple people actually finish this on Flosstube or Instagram, and I love it. It's not something I'm going to get to in the near future because I know that's a lot of solid stitching, but I wanted to make sure I had it while I could get it. And this is one you all have probably seen a lot, Simone Smalls. Red is my favorite color, and there's so many projects in here that I want to complete. Hands Across the Sea had several new releases at summer school. This is Fanny Bramley, and I just, red and green, and I'm there. And then also, I love the motifs on this one, Margaret Entwistle. Look at the motifs. A very different sampler, and I like that. I love samplers that are different. I wouldn't call this one quirky, certainly not, but I just love all the different motifs on it. Margaret Ferguson. Look at that border. Oh, just love that border. Now, for September, at the Attic, if you've seen the Attic's newsletter, the sampler of the month is a Norfolk sampler, Norfolk needle art, Sarah Clark, 1789. And this sampler was sitting right up front, a reproduction, right up front when you walked into the Attic. It's just amazing. And this pattern book is so well done. Look at the back. If any of you find extra time in the day for stitching, let me know, would you please? All right. So one thing I do want to start, even though I've got so many WIPS, I feel like I've neglected them this year and I really need to get to them. But the Old Scott by Hands Across the Sea. Susan Stanley showed this at summer school and showed her progress. Absolutely gorgeous, and she was able to share it with Nicola. And Susan's stitching this in honor of her father who passed away earlier this year. And I've kitted up the silks. Look at the soie d'Agé silks. They are gorgeous. Now, I haven't decided what linen. This linen is Lakeside 40 count Chantilly cream. And yeah, that's pretty good. What I'm wondering, and I need to play with some other linen choices, is if I'm using a kind of pinkish fabric, is this going to make it even more pink? I don't know. If you have some thoughts, let me know, would you please? But I can't wait to start this. Oh, another Scottish sampler. I just love, love, love. 5 Times Blessed had a pop-up store at summer school, and I was able to buy a little, I may put this on one of my project bags, a G. She had all kinds of magnets and buttons, and I was able to get some magnets. Just fun, fun little stuff. Maybe I'll tuck that away for a gift, who knows. What else? I think that is everything that I wanted to share with you today. If you could see that. Look at that mess. Yeah. But it's so much fun reliving your memories of summer school and going through all the goodies. So I think I'm going to continue working on Jane Hopkins. I just can't put her down right now. I'm really enjoying stitching her. And I do want to finalize, this is a long weekend in the United States, Labor Day weekend, 3-day weekend, yay. I want to finalize the pattern for Euphemia Mickey. I've got it really close to being finished. And decide on some fabric for the Old Scott, maybe start that too. That's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching my Flosstube, and I'll see you real soon. Thanks.